Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, August 26th, 2024. So this will have covered the week of August the 19th through the 25th of 2024. So this was a rather productive week overall. Got a few platinum trophies and some very good progress on a much tougher game. So to start out on, I think it was Wednesday night of this past week, I was asking y'all to pick my next platinum trophy for me, or my next actual stream game, which ended up being Toy Story 3. So while we were waiting for the votes to come in, I went and platinumed one quick shovelware game because I just kind of felt like knocking one out while we were waiting, because nothing else to do during that time period. I guess I could have gone and gotten a sandwich or something, but I didn't want a sandwich at the time. So anyway, this is one of those one button games. This one's fairly easy, but it does require a little bit more RNG than some of them do. So basically what you're doing is you're hitting the X button to launch bombs back and forth to each side of your character against tons of enemies spawning on each side of the screen. And each time you hit X, it switches sides. And if you hold X, you can sort of aim the bomb further back. So bombing 5,000 minions is extremely easy. This one's going to come naturally while going for other trophies, so don't worry about those. Then you have to do 100 plus kills with a single bomb. This one should come naturally while you're working on some of the other ones. You just have to launch the bomb sort of further into the group to get these. We'll come back to this one. Survive for 30 seconds is super easy because if you just mash the X button as quickly as possible, you'll just keep launching bombs to each side and nothing will be able to get to you, so you won't die. You can easily survive for 30 seconds. And scoring 3,000 points in a single game is basically the same thing. Just keep mashing the X button until you reach 3,000 points and have survived for at least 30 seconds. Most of the trophies in this game are very easy. The only one that's a little bit tougher is this one, because 75 plus kills with a bomb, it's not terribly hard to get, but you die pretty quickly in this one. So basically what you want to do is you want to try to launch your bombs further into the enemy groups and then start spamming the X button for like a second or two if anything actually gets close to you, and just repeat that process over and over again. Again, you do need to have a little bit of luck because sometimes it'll look like you've killed at least 75 enemies, or it seems like you should have, but it might not count as 75. It might be in the 60s or something. So this one does require just a little bit of luck, a little bit of RNG, but it's nothing too difficult. Once again, I mean, it's a 10-minute platinum. You could do it faster if you have better luck. You could probably do it in about 5 minutes if you have good RNG, but it took me about 10 minutes to get everything, which again is totally fine because, I mean, I was just killing time while people were voting on the next game to play. So yeah, that's the only reason I played that one. So one of our main games of the week was Toy Story 3, both the PS4 and PS5 versions of the game. So these are taken from the PSP version of Toy Story 3, and they have a different list from the Toy Story 3 that is available on the PS3. That one is a more traditional, I guess you could say, license type game, and it's supposedly one of the better ones. Now, it's one that I still haven't gotten around to playing, but I will eventually, because I think you can actually stream that version on PS5 in here, so that's pretty nice. So this being a PSP version means that it has the rewind feature, which makes the game significantly easier. So you can get this platinum. The fastest times have this platinum unlocking in like 2-ish hours or even less than that. I'm not really sure how people are doing it quite that fast. 3 hours I could probably see if you know what you're doing, but 2 hours, I don't really know how people can do it quite that fast. Even if you know exactly where everything is, I still feel like it would take a little bit longer than that just because some of the levels are a bit longer, but I mean, maybe if you really know how to do it and how to speed run it, maybe I could see that. So basically the game consists of 13 total levels. They're mostly platforming and collectathon focused, and every level has 2 trophies. One of the trophies is always for finding 8 of a specific item within the level, and then the other trophy is always some sort of miscellaneous thing that has to be done in a single run of the level. Now, with the first set of trophies for each level, you actually are allowed to do this over the course of multiple playthroughs. So if you find like 5 of the rail tracks on your first run of this level, and then you go back into it, you only have to collect the other 3 and it'll pop this trophy. Whereas for this one, you have to destroy all 30 barrels in a single run of the level. So first level is on like a train, and it's just the 8 rail tracks, so the 8 normal collectibles, as well as breaking 30 barrels. I think there's right at 30 barrels total, so you can't really miss anything. Then this one you're playing as the army men, and you're going around Andy's room when he's packing up for college. The bulbs are not too difficult to find, but then the 2 blinds in one playthrough, you just have to drop down to them. One of them I think is unmissable, the other one you actually have to drop down to. And you may want to have a collectible guide up for this game because a few of the levels on your first run do have some fairly difficult to find collectibles if you're not really thorough about searching. I would still say this game is easier and definitely quicker than Toy Story 2, but it definitely does have a few pretty well hidden collectibles. So then this one, you're in the garage and you're like trying to get all the toys packed into a box, and you have to find the 8 bubble makers as normal, and then the car lights, you basically have to find the keys, which are hanging up on like a shelving unit somewhere inside of the garage, and then just drop down and hit it. Then the next level, this one I think is just going throughout the house, and the windmill toys, 8 of those as normal, and then the 6 pictures in one go. Some of them you're going to climb on no matter what, but there's a couple that you can miss, so just make sure you get them all. Then this level is the one where you're inside of the like daycare area and you're trying to rescue your friends, find your 8 food toys. And I will say some of the collectibles, they're often hidden inside of openable containers like drawers and cabinets and stuff. And that's where I tended to have more trouble with them because kind of hard to tell which ones can be opened. So you just have to sort of jump around and find them either through a guide or just through trial and error. And also, if you quit the level after finding all the collectibles, you'll still get the trophy, but it won't actually save the progress toward that award inside the game. So it's not a big deal, it's just something to be aware of. So you have to knock over 3 jars. 2 of them are pretty easy to get. One of them is a little bit out of the way. It's near the sink area, like the second area of the level, and it's on like a little side table that's a little bit tougher to get to. Then this one is the one where you start out in like the bathroom and then you go up and outside. The 8 pigeons in one go can be a little bit tough because one of them is pretty well hidden, like on top of a vent or air conditioning unit or something like that, or ventilation unit, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you have to climb up some vents and climb to the very top of them. It's pretty early when you get into the outside of the level. It's the second pigeon you come across. And you have to climb up to the top of it, and then you can scare the pigeon. You don't even really get to see it. Then this level, you're in the daycare area at night, I believe it is, and you just have to knock over 5 balls while going through it. That's pretty easy. Then this level was... This one, you're like initially starting out inside of a bedroom, then you go outside, and you have to step on 8 different paint tubes. There are 3, I believe, in the initial bedroom. Then there's maybe 4 when you get to the outside portion, and then 1 more in the final area of the level, if I remember correctly. I think that's the breakdown of it. Then this one, I can't remember what building this one was in, but you have to knock down 6 ceiling tiles. These are the slightly grayish or differently colored ones when you're walking around in the ceiling. Just step on them for a second and then jump off before they fall down. Pretty simple. Then this one is the one where Buzz is trapped inside of the upside-down aquarium and you have to free your 6 friends. The 5 red magnets in one go, you have to climb up like a magnet board to be able to get to one of the keys for your friends anyway. So just make sure that you jump onto each of the red magnets while you're climbing up it. Then this one is the 3rd to last level when you're on the conveyor belt before the incinerator area. And you just have to not fall off. If you ever do fall off, just rewind, and that does not void the trophy, so nothing to worry about there. Penultimate level, you're switching between 3 different aliens to solve some basic puzzles. Doing it 50 times or less and getting all the rocket pieces in the same run is a little bit tough, just barely, because there's not as much room for error then. So if you do need to run through this level twice, just once to do this trophy and then once to do the 8 rocket pieces, there's nothing wrong with that. It might be the easier way to go about it. Because you do have a good bit of room for error if you're not going for the actual collectible items, but if you are going for them, you definitely have less room for error. And then the final level is the one where you're trying to catch up to your friends in the back of I think it was a garbage truck actually, and you have to just get to the front of the convoy as Buzz, and this is just another one where if you do fall off, just rewind and you're good to go. And then there was the PS5 version. I streamed the PS4 version, then the PS5 version was basically the same thing. You can do this platinum in like 3 hours. You might be able to do it faster if you really know what you're doing and use some speed running and stuff. But it's a pretty quick and easy platinum trophy overall. Pretty enjoyable game overall, so would definitely recommend picking that one up if you get a chance. And it was another one that was voted for by the viewers, so that was fun. Then the big game I was working on this week, Black Ops Cold War for the PS4, and I'm actually making significant progress on it, as you can see. 2/3 of the trophy percentage, and only missing 12 trophies, not counting the actual platinum. Plus, of course, there's the DLC, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, I didn't play any of the campaign this week. I was too busy with the other game modes, so nothing new to report in the campaign. Just 2 more levels to finish on Veteran, and then a few other miscellaneous trophies that can be cleaned up on Recruit. So I started playing the actual Zombies mode, and I've knocked out most of the Zombies trophies. So Die Machine is the only map you have to play of this normal Zombies mode, but then there's also the Onslaught mode. So with this map, it's a fairly traditional Zombies map overall. It's not even all that big of a Zombies map. It is wave-based zombies more so than something like Vanguard, and obviously more so than Modern Warfare 3 zombies. Not quite back to traditional zombies, I guess you could say, but much closer to it than what we've had over the last couple of games. So with this one, there are maybe 20 total different items that you can craft. You have to use the resources that the zombies drop, the green and blue containers that they drop, and you have to use those to craft various items. You seem to get more crafting parts when you kill zombies with headshots, so maybe that was just me, but that seemed to work. Then the Megatons are, I always just call them the Margwas because I can never remember what their actual name is. Basically, it's this weird radioactive monster that spawns every few rounds, and whenever it spawns in, you have to do a good bit of damage to it to seemingly kill it, but then it just splits into 2 smaller versions that are quite annoying to kill. You can do this in other methods, but by far the easiest way to do it is to use the Wonder Weapon, because the Wonder Weapon on this map is excessively overpowered. It pretty much clears zombies, and it basically has infinite ammo because it can suck in zombies to use as ammo, which is pretty awesome. So it's a pretty strong Wonder Weapon, definitely one of the stronger ones I've seen in a while. So once you split it in half, just use it to kill both of them at once, and you should get this trophy no problem. This is for the Easter egg. It's not a super complicated Easter egg, that's for sure, but I don't know exactly how hard it's going to be. It's been a while since I've done a Zombies Easter egg, in all honesty. It's been a very long time, because Vanguard, you didn't actually have to do any of the Easter eggs. I guess the last time might have been like Black Ops 3 or something, or World War 2, one of those games back, a couple years ago. So then Forge the Pack-a-Punch Machine. The nice thing is that sort of like with World War 2 zombies, they sort of guide you on where to go to do certain steps of both the Easter egg and just basics of the map, like getting the Pack-a-Punch Machine. So you go into the Ether Rift, and then you go find the part and then install it, and then you're good to go. Pretty easy. Then this one is just time consuming. Basically, with upgrading skills, you get these like Ethereum crystals or whatever they're called, and you can use those to upgrade your skills, so your perks, as well as certain like weapon attributes and such. And it's actually, upgrading one is extremely easy. Upgrading 6 different perks to tier 3 is going to take a while because you don't always get a lot of those crystals. So this is going to take a little while. It's just a grind. It's not actually difficult, just grindy. Then staying in the yard for 15 rounds. This is the starting room. This is actually really easy because the big Megaton guy didn't even spawn until, I think, the 15th round, but you do have to actually survive the 15th round. So I would just say that when you go into the 15th round, just spend your resources on some sort of good kill streak, something like the War Machine or the Death Machine. I mean, even the Annihilator Pistol or whatever it's called is pretty good. Whatever, I can't remember what. No, it's the Hand Cannon, that's what it's called. Even that one works as well. So just use any of the kill streak type weapons that you think are really good, and you shouldn't have any major problems with this. I got it on my first try, so it wasn't a problem. This one actually ended up really being quite easy because you don't have to kill all 100 enemies in a single go. You can just stand on the plane wing, kill like 30 enemies, drop off of it to round them back up, get ammo, whatnot, then just jump back on it, kill, another 30 enemies, then jump back off to reload and whatnot, and then just do it, one or two more times, and that will actually unlock the trophy, because I sure as heck did not get 100 kills during a single time while standing up there. So thankfully, either the trophy description isn't entirely clear or the trophy's glitched in a good way. Either way, no problem there. This is the wonder weapon for the map. You can get it from the box on rare occasions, but it's very easy to get because all you have to do is just kill the first megaton to pick up a key card, take that key card to a specific place, take the part that you get from the key card to another location, and use it to activate a trap and kill a few zombies with it. That's all you have to do. Pretty easy. So yeah, nearly done with the zombies, just grinding toward upgrading the skills enough, and of course completing the Easter egg. And then we have the multiplayer trophies, and I'm actually done with the multiplayer, thank God. So 200 kills is pretty self-explanatory, nothing much else to say there. Win 50 matches, it's not difficult, it's just that the game is loaded with hackers, mostly people playing on PC. Now, yeah, you can turn off crossplay, but then you're going to have a much harder time finding matches. But yeah, the game is just loaded with hackers. I mean, people could see it in my streams of the game, just how blatant some of them were. But aside from that, just winning 50 matches is not too difficult. You don't even really have to participate that much to do it. Then you have to get 50 kills with lethal score streaks in multiplayer. This one's pretty easy. I mean, this one should come kind of naturally. The RCXD works great for this, and there's some other lower tier ones like the Napalm Strike that should work as well. Come back to this one in just a second. This one, the RCXD counts for this, but I think this one might be glitched because I had 91 kills with the RCXD, 91 of the Kaboom medals, and 9 kills as the driver in a helicopter during the Fireteam game mode, but the trophy didn't unlock. Some people were saying that you just had to get 100 total with the RCXD to make it unlock, so like 100 with a single vehicle. But then when I get to like 95 or 96 kills with the RCXD, the trophy just pops. So I don't know what that was about. I don't know if there was a bug in there somewhere or if maybe something with the helicopter and Fireteam didn't track correctly. Who the heck knows with this game? Honestly, who the heck knows? Party Patrol is, of course, the most infamous trophy in the game outside of Dead Ops Arcade because it's terrible. So Fireteam is a game mode where up to 10 squads of 4 people each drop into a larger open world that's more Warzone-esque to try and complete objectives. Now, getting the 10 squad wives back when the game started probably would not have been that hard. But in the modern day, the mode has been dead for several years, and you pretty much have to either boost this or know when people are playing. The only time you can get into a lobby pretty much is on Saturdays. Pretty much all day Saturday you can usually get into a game, but that's pretty much the only time you can even get into a game. So what ended up happening, of course, I had 2 of these medals already going into this weekend, so I decided to just sit down Saturday and just spend all my time working on this particular trophy, and I got it done in about 4 hours. So with it, the boosting group was a giant cluster F, because the Discord group was getting into a big fight with one another out of nowhere, and that was, of course, pleasant enough to watch. And then we started getting into matches, but like not all the squads could get into the same matches together. There was one person that was delayed that was holding up the entire operation, because remember, you need 32 people in the lobby to start this mode. So it was just a giant mess, just even getting into the lobby. And then once we got in, there was no organization whatsoever to the actual boosting and like what you were supposed to do, where each team was supposed to go or anything. And I was also in a group for it for PSN profiles that was also fairly disorganized. But it's a lot of people to get organized, so it's not as easy as some games out there that are only like 4 people. So what ended up happening was I was able to get into a lobby with all of the boosting people, and I just started playing pretty much normally because it was so disorganized and disjointed. But sometimes I was able to find where people were boosting at and just get a squad wipe just by killing people there. And several times I managed to get squad wipes without even really majorly trying. Just the main problem of it is that you really only get 1 day a week to work on this trophy. Just 1 day out of the week to possibly work on this trophy. So it sucks. It's not a fun time. It's a terrible, terrible trophy. Sure, it wasn't a problem when the game came out, but the mode died off so quickly they probably should have thought of that before they put this trophy into the game. But it is done. Whenever I do the PS5 version, all of the multiplayer trophies pop after doing each action once. So just get one kill, win one match, get one kill with a lethal score streak, get one kill with an RCXD, and get one squad wipe medal, which is a lot less daunting than getting 10 of them. So yeah, those will all auto-pop on the PS5 from what I've read. Otherwise, all I have left is this kind of grindier zombies trophy, the zombies Easter egg, and a few more campaign trophies, and then I will be done. So it's very much possible that I could have this platinum trophy done this week if everything goes right. And then, of course, there's the Onslaught DLC. People said it's pretty easy. So it's like kill a boss on each of the maps. There's like 7 or 8 maps or something. The gold chalices have something to do with killing the boss and reaching a certain round. I don't know exactly how that works. And I'm assuming this one you just have to kill an elite with one of your kill streak type items. Seems to be the easiest trophy of the group. So, yeah, good progress was made in Cold War. Might be able to get it done this week. And then I can move on to the PS5 version. Once I get the PS5 version done, only Call of Duty games I'll have left are Declassified. Still want to do that one. Advanced Warfare PS3, not a high chance that one gets done. Black Ops 4, not going to happen, obviously, unless it becomes boostable with 2 people somehow. And Black Ops 3 PS3 isn't even obtainable. Alright, level 878, 55%, 28,983 total trophies, 834 platinums, 5,576 golds, 7,783 silvers, 14,790 bronzes. So getting real close to 29,000 total trophies. That's pretty exciting. So plans for the upcoming week. So plans are going to be a little bit up in the air for a while now because I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but we got some very bad health news for one of the older members in my family. So things are kind of up in the air right now as to, am I going to be around here? Is it not going to be as serious versus, am I going to need to go home for a while and help with stuff with that? So kind of up in the air right now, so I'm not making any promises on anything right now. But if everything is fairly okay, then hopefully I'll be able to finish Cold War this week. I don't know exactly what I'll be streaming. It might be another, pick a platinum type thing. Along with, though, I do want to stream South Park Snow Day. Got that one on Gamefly, so definitely want to start working on that sometime soon. So, that, like I said, it's just going to be a little bit up in the air because of all that, so could use the prayers, guys. Could definitely use that. But along with just normal streams and stuff, if I get time to upload videos and such this week, the next Fallout lore video, I thought it was about done, but I went back and rewatched it, and it needs a couple of edits in a couple of places, so it's not quite ready just yet. Along with that, there's also the Modern Warfare 3 handgun-only video. It's actually done, I just need to make a thumbnail for it. Gotta find some way to put Mike Banning into it. And then the Modern Warfare 3 trophy video, it's about a third of the way fully edited, so progress is being made there, but it's taken me a little bit longer than I would have liked to have. Once that one's done, we'll jump into the, I think the next one after that is Dead Rising 2, then Star Wars Battlefront, then Fallout. And after Fallout, it'll just be, I guess, Thrillville. I'll have to find some way to make Thrillville look interesting for a video series. So there's also, of course, the question of, what kind of old games might be getting trophy lists sometime soon. Thrillville Off the Rails or Lego Star Wars 2. So we will have to see about all of that. But yeah, otherwise, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, made it all the way to the end, consider leaving a like, subscribing, ring the bell if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have been working on this past week and whatever your worst boosting experience in recent memory was. It also didn't help because even though I was able to get the medals, the people that were heading it up, left once they got their trophies and then deleted the PSN profile session. So yeah, it was one of those kind of special groups. So that was something. Got plenty of complaints about that in the Discord. So yeah, tell me about your bad boosting experiences if you wish. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully be seeing y'all later this week for more content.